How's it going, everybody? I'm the BTC Reaper, and my goal on this channel is to teach you how to reap the rewards of trading when the price is going up or down. So Colombia's central bank taps Ripple to pilot CBDC. So this is good for Ripple, as it's another place that's going to use the XRP. Ripple said in its announcement that the Central Bank of Colombia and the Ministry for Information and Communications Technologies would use Ripple's CBDC platform to pilot cases that will enhance Colombia's high-value payment system. So this is very good. It'll be a pilot, so it's not guaranteed that they'll actually use the CBDC. That's pretty much what it says here. But it will pave the way for transformative advancements in the utilization of blockchain technology within the public sector, they say. So there is a little bit of light of hope, as we may see more utilization. They are already utilizing Ripple for a home deed project that they have, so the land is more equally distributed and not one group of people has all the land. Blackrock files Bitcoin ETF application with the SEC. So the company, one of the companies that owns most everything in the world, wants to get its hands on crypto. Obviously we need this for adoption, but it's bad to see an evil company like this worming its way in. They're working together with Coinbase, and they are trying to launch an ETF that will custody using Coinbase for the ETF and rely on the exchange's spot market for data for pricing. And BY Mellon will be the cash custodian. So there will be 3 different parties involved. You have Coinbase that'll hold your coins. You have Blackrock that'll say what your coins are worth on the market. And then you have BNY Mellon that'll hold your coins. So I don't like the idea of this ETF because not your keys, not your coins, nothing really too more important here, but I'd rather hold my Bitcoin on a ledger or some other device, like a Treasure. Voyager app could soon be reopened to distribute funds to creditors. So Voyager says that they plan on opening between June 20th and July 5th so that creditors can withdraw about 35% of their crypto. They should be able to see what they can get on Friday in the Voyager app, so check if you've been waiting for this. The initial distributions of cryptocurrency will be made to creditors between 3 to 7 calendar days after the withdrawal request is submitted. So 3 to 7 days after you say you want your crypto, you will get your coins. So yes, you will see some price downside probably, as a lot of people will start withdrawing, but you'll be able to get your coins, hold them, and in the long run that should be good. Prometheum, what you need to know about the SEC's poster child. If you've never heard of them, so has most of the crypto industry until this week. Yet they seemingly overnight became the poster child for compliance for exchanges for the SEC. They describe themselves as a market ecosystem for digital asset securities, and they say that they're the first crypto-centric broker-dealer to register with the SEC while being a member of the Financial Industry Regulatory Authority. And it's bent on being the bridge between TradFi and crypto. So they want to bring the two worlds together. So this is pretty much the exchange we've been hoping for, and asking for years. To that end, the company's founder and co-CEO, Aaron Kaplan, testified before the House Financial Service Committee earlier this week, and he said that there is a path laid clearly out by the SEC for compliance. So you got a lot of hate on that, and it's made a lot of people say that he received preferential treatment from regulators for saying this and taking the stance that Gary takes. But he says that Prometheum has been working for years to build a compliant, regulated trading platform for digital asset securities to provide investors with protections afforded under the federal securities laws. This is an important step forward for the crypto industry, as it shows there is a regulatory pathway to obtain approval. So he's saying, I didn't do anything behind the scenes, I just followed what rules there were. Over on our total, pretty indecisive today, don't really know where we want to be. Indecision candle, a little more of a lower shadow, but not very much. Money flow is coming out, VWAP's very weak over that bullish zone. Our stochastic wanted to push up, but it's not really going anywhere, and our RSI is starting to slide. Momentum's starting to drag out, so overall we're not looking the strongest currently. Over on Bitcoin dominance, we are retesting this wick, so we are filling that wick, which could mean we could see a drop down. As usually when you fill these wicks, and we are at 2-year high, you could meet some resistance. However, if we do break through this point, we could see some further volatile moves up. Stochastic is coming down, RSI is trying to head up, and our momentum's trying to curl away, but slightly trying to push up at the same time. Our money flow is trying to come up very strongly, but our VWAP's not coming in quite as strong. So I'd say we're very mixed looking. A lot of people are probably fleeing coins like XRP and other coins that are being labeled as securities when they could possibly check out that new exchange instead, and there's a lot of fear going on because we didn't really get what we were expecting. People will argue that the news we got was good, but we really didn't get any decent news if you look into it. Our stochastic is falling, RSI is pretty much falling but flat. Our money flow is flattening out, trying to curl away from trying to push up, so we are starting to get some further downside on the money flow. VWAP is trying to push through that neutral zone, so our VWAP's getting close to going bullish. We'll have to see if it can actually go bullish and hold some weight. We are filling one of these gaps, kind of like we said, bouncing off this value area low. So we could come up, fill the rest of the gap, and maybe come back down, fill this lower gap, and then come back up for the other gap. Or we could fill both these gaps, get everyone all hyped up, and then see a drop. So those are two scenarios I see likely. And then after we fill this gap, I wouldn't see very much more downside until about 15K, but I don't know if we really have anything left to get there because of the Binance issues that I figured that would blow up the market are already happening. So over on Bitcoin, we are trying to get a little bit of a push, but overall we still have a bigger red candle. RSI is trying to push up, stochastic's falling, trying to get a curl. VWAP is trying to set higher lows, but is pretty flat under that neutral zone. Money flow doesn't really want to go anywhere. It's trying to get a slight curl up, but we're not very strong currently. Money flow, our momentum wave is pushing away. So even though we're trying to get some signals that want to push up, our momentum and money flow really aren't doing a whole lot good. Over on the 4-hour, you can see we're getting a little bit of a retrace, so we may have a little bit of a cup and handle that could form, that could push us forward. So that could push us away from this flag. This could be our full breakdown of the flag. So we may get a little temporary bounce back up, and then maybe we fall, kind of in line like what I said with the futures. Our stochastic is trying to ramp up, RSI is kind of starting to curl away on the 4-hour. VWAP is ramping up, and our momentum is trying to curl. Money flow is riding that neutral zone, so we don't really have an established trend on the 4-hour. So that's a little worrisome. Over on the 2-hour, money flow is in the bullish territory. We did bounce off the neutral twice, so we are holding bullish. But our RSI is starting to curl, VWAP is starting to curl, momentum looks like it could start to curl, and our stochastic is starting to curl, so we may be in for a little bit of a downside. But like I said, watch if a cup and handle forms. If that does form, we may see a little bit of a push up before we see some more downside. Over on the 1-hour, our stochastic is pushing away, RSI is starting to fall, our momentum's starting to curl, VWAP is getting close to that neutral zone, about to break bearish. Our money flow did want to go bullish, but it rejected across and is testing bearish again. So if we start to inch more into the bearish territory here, we may be set up for some further downside, and we may see the other medium to higher time frames start to cool off. Over on graphs, we'll start from the daily. Our pretty decent candle, got a little bit of an indecision candle pushing us up, but we are maintaining this pattern. This could be a down channel too on the daily, so if we do have a down channel, that could give us more likelihood to break through this upside because a down channel is a bullish pattern. Stochastic's still pretty beat down, VWAP doesn't know where it wants to be, RSI is still sliding, money flow's coming out, momentum's trying to get a double green dot and trying to push up, so we'll have to see if we get a confirmation candle tomorrow. Over on our 4-hour, starting to get some indecision candles, so that's not good for the upside here. Stochastic is starting to kind of bow away, but we are pushing up. RSI is pretty flat. Our VWAP is trying to push up. Money flow overall is starting to head up, but we are flattening under that neutral zone. If we start to curl, we may give it up to the bears. Our momentum is trying to curl up, but we could have a potential to curl away too if we start to see everything else start to fall. Over on the 2 hour, our stochastic is running rampant. Our RSI is starting to curl though. So even though we almost have maximum strength, our RSI is cooling down. So that's a little concerning. Momentum's starting to come out. Money flow is testing that neutral zone. So we're breaking into the bearish territory on our money flow. So if we continue this, we could see some further downside, especially with that momentum curl. VWAP is also rounding and starting to fall, so a lot of our indicators here look like they're starting to fall. Over on the 1 hour, we have a bearish cross on our stochastic. RSI is starting to cool off. Our momentum is starting to get a red dot. Our money flow is coming close to that neutral zone, same with the VWAP. So if both of these start to break into the bearish territory, I'd watch out because then we could see that downside break. Over on Anchor, we are somewhat pushing away. So we have this pattern that played out. We'll get rid of this because I don't feel like seeing that line right now. Our RSI is trying to head up, stochastic's trying to head up, VWAP's pretty flat though, money flow is trying to head up, but overall sliding. Our momentum is pretty flat, so overall we're indecisive at best looking. Over on the 4 hour here, we are slightly in a slight down channel. So might be able to have a little bit of a push if we do make a better down channel. It's not really the best. It could be more of a flag than a down channel. My arrow does not want to work with me today. You can see we're falling here. Grab that. That would be a descending triangle. So a descending triangle would break us down further. Straighten that out here. So we could kind of fall to that 1.6 level, so just watch out if we do that. Our money flow is riding this neutral zone just above the bullish territory. So if we break here and give it up to the bears, we could see some further downside. Stochastic is trying to push up, RSI is trying to curl. VWAP, it does have bullish momentum, so VWAP is looking decent. Our momentum is coming up with a double green dot, so we are looking decent, but be mindful of this pattern. Over on the 2 hour, stochastic could start to curl, RSI could start to curl. Money flow is testing that neutral zone, VWAP is starting to head down, and our momentum starting to curl out, so overall we're looking a little more bearish leaning than bullish. Over on the 1 hour, stochastic starting to fall down pretty hard, RSI is starting to follow suit, momentum starting to curl down with a red dot. Our money flow is starting to fall down pretty hard as well and close to that neutral zone. VWAP is breaking into the bearish territory, so overall I'd say we're more bearish leaning and we could be in for some further downside if this money flow breaks that neutral. Over on XRP, we could have a double top here, so over on XRP, we could have this double top here, so that could break us down. So be wary of that. If we do test this 38-cent zone, we could be in for a ride for 24 cents. So that's a little worrisome. We have that manipulation X, bearish divergence on our momentum. RSI is falling, stochastic is falling, VWAP is falling, money flow is riding above that neutral zone, but we're overall slightly inching away. So we're slightly losing that bullish narrative we had. Stochastic is starting to curl out, RSI is starting to fall, money flow is pretty flat, we've been stuck in this area for a while. Our VWAP is starting to curl even though we just broke into the bullish territory. Momentum not looking too good. We do have a double green dot, but we're not really curling very strongly. Over on the 2 hours, stochastic is running up, RSI is pretty flat, money flow is coming out close to that neutral. We're at about 5, so just like everything else. Our VWAP is starting to curl down, momentum is trying to push up, but we do have that secondary wave that could signal that we could have a red dot coming and a curl down. So just be mindful of that. Over on the 1 hour, stochastic is pushing away, RSI is pushing up, but we're starting to lose some ground. Our money flow did break bearish, so if this holds and carries into the 2 and 4 hour, we could be in for that downside. Our momentum is starting to curl, and our VWAP is about to break into the bearish territory as well. So overall, we're very more bearish leaning than bullish. Wouldn't say very bearish, but we are kind of set up to see some further downside. Algo not doing too good. Just riding flat here. RSI is pretty flat. Stochastic's flattening out. Looks like it might start to curl and break down. Our VWAP is starting to round out. Money flow is starting to come out. And our momentum wants to push up, but we could start to round out here. So be wary of a red dot to form. Over on the 4 hour, RSI overall is losing ground. Stochastic's trying to push higher though. Our money flow is riding just under that neutral zone, so if it can curl back up and push through strongly, that would be good. Our momentum's trying to curl up, so hopefully we can get some push up. But if we don't from here, then we would be set up for some further downside. Over on the 2 hour, RSI is starting to kind of curl. Stochastic's trying to run up. Our money flow overall is getting higher, but we are starting to kind of cool off after we kind of got this new high around this 25 zone, right around here. VWAP is starting to fall. Momentum's trying to curl up. We do have a green dot. So we do have some bullish signals, but we have other signals saying we could be in for some cool off. Over on the 1 hour, let me get rid of this pattern too. Take a looking at it. So stochastic's about to make a bearish break. RSI is starting to fall. Momentum's starting to fall. VWAP is starting to fall. Our money flow is overall coming out, but we are in the bullish territory still. We do have a reversal arrow, so our previous trend could end. We had a little bit of a downside, so hopefully that means we could see some push up, kind of like here. We got a little bit of a push up, but if we don't break through this resistance at about 11 cents, then we may see some further downside. Thank you for watching tonight's video. I hope you have a wonderful night.